Good morning, good morning. You're now watching the Eat Life Pilot Show with Dr. Brooke and Kris Murray. How's everybody today?
Great.
Well, we have an exciting show planned. It's our first in a while, but we are looking forward to the information because you guys actually have an event that's going to be right here on this weekend. Is that right?
Yes, that's affirmative, correct?
Awesome.
Yes, looking forward.
Awesome. Well, I'd like to start with our hot topic today, and I don't know if you guys have had a chance to check out the new movie All Eyes on Me, which is the biopic of Tupac. Were you able to see it?
Absolutely,
You
yeah.
were? Okay, well, good.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Okay. Well, I definitely wanted to bring it up because there have been some not so friendly reviews from some influential people, and to me, you know, my background is in the entertainment industry, so it kind of hits me. But I didn't get a chance to see it yet, but I'm saddened to see that some of the feedback has been negative. But before we do that, let's introduce ourselves. Tell us your name, tell us what you do, and thank you for joining us.
Certainly. Well, Haki Ammi here, the Success Scholar. Well, first I do a radio show each and every Monday night here on Elife Media, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Holla at the Success Scholar, as well as I'm the best-selling author of Mission Unstoppable, co-author of Mission Unstoppable, Extraordinary Stories of Failure's Blessings. It's an inspirational, motivational book, co-authored with Les Brown and Dr. George C. Frazier. So those are two of the things that, you know, I'm working on. I'm doing public speaking as well now, and doing some training works and moderating different panels and things of that nature. So yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Great.
Now I'll read you guys a little bit, just going back to the All Eyes on Me. Jada Pinkett Smith, as you guys may know, had a very close relationship with Tupac Shakur. And the other that they kind of highlighted in terms of giving some feedback was 50 Cent, correct?
He gave an opinion?
He did as well. He pretty much, I can't read it.
I heard something.
You know, I don't necessarily want to read it here, but we'll sum it up into one word. He said it was trash.
Really?
Yeah, he did.
In what context? I mean, like, what? That's not a descriptive word. Like,
no, he used some descriptive words. I'm not going to read his exact quote.
You're saying, it was another terminology is what you're saying.
Well, that was one of the, that's the word that I chose to pick out of the other words that he used. So basically, he was telling people not to go and waste their time and their money in the theater to see it. Yeah, what he was doing is kind of directing people to just wait for it to come out on the Fire Stick. But the reason that I want to bring it up, not so much just because it had such negative reviews from these two people in particular, plus they had the whole thing with John Singleton.
Well, 50 Cent, he tends to hate on everything. Doesn't he just like want to create some controversy? should he like be his opinion of things? We know his philosophy about going against the top people in the industry.
Right.
I mean, you know how he did it.
Right. No, that is true. But you know, the other reason that I wanted to bring it up, because I know that we're going to talk a little bit about a film.
Yes.
But I think it's so important, especially since our options are limited in the entertainment industry in general, for, you know, whether it's trash or not, for it to be, it's kind of like airing our dirty laundry. You know, when you're little, your mom, your grandma, they always say, look, when you have stuff going on within the family, it stays in the house. You know, you don't go outside, you don't talk about it. So, you know, for us to be so limited as we are in the entertainment industry, and then for to attack the movie before it even really had a chance to come out, because I saw these reviews early. It came out on Friday.
Wow.
You know, by noon, Jada had already trashed it, and I'm like, you know, give it a chance. Like, you know. So to me, I was concerned about that because, you know, opening weekend is one of the big things of a movie, to tell if it's successful or not. And so they didn't even give people, the viewers, to have a chance to go and form their own opinion. You know, and Jada is like a huge, even though I understand that her part is small because it's really about Tupac, she is a voice. She was there, you know. Tupac is not here, you know, in order to voice his opinion. And I think that may be one of the things that make a difference, because in some of the other biopics that have come out before when, for example, the NWA movie. They're all here. They were all working very closely with that movie. The New Edition movie, that was a TV one, but still they were all there to make sure that whatever story they wanted to be told was told in a certain way. And I understand creative license, maybe we'll change a thing here or there to make it work for the movie, to make it more interesting. But in general, the response wasn't as it is with this one.
Right.
So, just really the impact that they've had on it, to me, like I said, is a concern because, again, our options are limited, and just to kind of take the life from it before they even really got a chance to,
I agree.
To have legs and,
Well, interesting you said that because as I was coming in here, Sister Tracy was outside, and did she say she went to see the film? No, she did see it, and she mentioned the same thing about Jada Pinkett Smith in terms of what really was your beef? I mean, I saw the movie, and I was because I got her opinion just before I saw the movie,
right.
And I'm like, why are you really going in? They didn't misrepresent your feelings, or your opinions, but it's like it was not necessarily called for, and when you see it, you'll just be like, what is she talking about?
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check it out. And once again, I hope that everyone still goes out to support because it is a Black film. Another opportunity for a story to come out. And just to do better in the future, because I hope that we can continue to grow and make progress in the entertainment industry, so we're not always labeled Black, film, in a negative connotation, so that we can kind of be mainstream if that's what we choose that we want to do. I know we have a caller joining us to kind of talk about that.
Yeah, the caller's calling in, Baba. But I wanted to add to that. Interesting. Just so you know, for those who may not know, my name is Haki Shakur Ammi. I was very influenced early on by Tupac, so that's where I got my middle name.
Okay.
Yeah, so you gave me right. So I was very influenced by Tupac, and so I really was into more of his music. I didn't know his background, but growing up in Baltimore, I can't even remember if I knew he was spent some time in Baltimore, but I think that the response certainly in the Baltimore area, I tried to get the mayor of Baltimore to do a screening, and it just didn't register to our people, but but that's okay. But I wanted to also mention, I was just down at the in Miami for the African American Film Festival that they do every year, and they did a screening. I missed that screening. I had to get back to Maryland, but the actor that was actually in there in the film, the gentleman that played Tupac.
Yes.
He was actually there in Miami, so I didn't get a chance to meet him, but I do know one of the actors that are actually from Baltimore. He had a small part. I think he was in a jail part of the film when you see it. So I don't want to talk about that. Yeah. So, but.
Okay, and we will. Could you introduce our caller?
Okay, let me see who we have. Do we have Brother David Anderson, or do we got Brother Rick? Because I know David Anderson may have gotten a little busy, so we may have both are producers of this Black Friday film, and I have the T-shirt on, Black Friday the film, which will be here. Okay, all right. So if you're listening, or if you can see me, or we might have to have you all to call on the phone because we're having some little difficulties here right now. So,
but in the meantime, talk a little bit about the film for those of us who aren't.
Well, certainly,
may not be familiar
certainly, yes. So Black Friday, this film, and actually I'll be in the next one. I have, I did one speaking part in the film before, a little one. So, but so this is actually along the documentary type of film. And Rick Mathis and David Anderson, both producers. Rick is the lead director in this production. But this is actually the remix, because there was a part 1 to this, and it got screened a few places in the DMV area, as well as I, assisted to screen it in the Baltimore market. So this part to the film, he added some different acts to the production. So this time, like Black billionaire Mike Roberts, one of my co-authors, Les Brown, Dr. Boyce Watkins, Chuck D, the real Rick Ross. We have to distinguish. And Ice-T, and several others, are actually in this film. So it's getting some Donnie McClurkin as well. That's I didn't have his name here, but he's actually in the film. So we really wanted to get the remix out, and he's been working hard on the next part, the part 2. So this is a remix to that, and so we're going to have the film. We're going to have a panel discussion to follow, as well as allowing for a little bit of networking to go on along with that. So I'm excited. But the film discusses wealth and how we spend our dollars in the Black community. So that's pretty much the premise of the film, and I can't think of too many other people to listen to than a finance PhD, Dr. Boyce Watkins, and a Black billionaire and a motivational speaker, Les Brown. So it's like you get a good combination of insights into wealth, and we don't get that many times to hear from a Black billionaire. I mean, we all are rich in our spirits and in our health, of course, but someone that has accumulated, and not Oprah, and not Jay-Z, and and P. Diddy, but someone that has made it outside of outside of entertainment and sports, someone that did it through real estate and owning different enterprises. So I'm excited about the whole project, Chuck D, Ice-T, and the real Rick Ross. I mean, so I've learned a lot over the years from hearing these different views and opinions. So we are promoting it here in the DMV, as well as Baltimore, area real heavy. So, we just got the word out, and so we're looking to take, this collaborative partnership to another level.
Right, and I love saying that because it just kind of touches on one thing that I think about a lot of times when we do make it, when we do, our people get close to being billionaires, or for the few that are, it's always, like you said, in entertainment and sports and those things. So to be able to have an opportunity to hear it in person, or be able to discuss it in person after the screening anyway, I think that it's going to be huge, and I hope you guys can join us. That's going to be this Sunday, June 25th at 1 p.m. right here at Everlasting Life Restaurant, and that's at 9185 Central Avenue in Capitol Heights, Maryland. Is there a registration that's going to be?
But yes, it's on the Eventbrite, of course. So we just asked for $20. That's for the film, the panel discussion, distinguished panel, might I add. So Dr. David Anderson, Rick Mathis, Michael Imhotep is coming to town, and attorney Malik Zulu Shabazz, who's right out here. So we have, I believe we have one of the brothers on the line. So greetings to you, brother.
Yeah, this is Brother Rick Mathis. How you doing?
Oh man, great. Yeah, Brother David might have got a little busy, so I know how he rolls with, getting these real estate houses and, running empowerment radio and speaking and everything. So thank you, brother, for, checking in with you. This is the Dr. Baruch Show and Kris Murray. I don't want to sound like I'm the host, but
No. How y'all doing, man? Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. We were just talking a little bit about the film. We're going to be doing this screening here, as you know, on this Sunday, and just kind of wanted to get your input on just the motivation from the film and what you guys hope to accomplish in sharing this type of information with our community.
Well, the motivation really stems from, me loving my people and wanting to see us in a better light. Right now, we spend $1.2 trillion as a group on an annual basis. That's what African Americans spend in the U.S. But if you look in our communities, it doesn't look like that amount of money flows to our hands. And that's because the dollar only stays in the community for about 6 hours. So the thing that we have to do is, one, become conscious of where and how we're spending our money. But two, we have to create more black-owned businesses so the dollar can stay in the community longer. You know, what has happened now is our community has been pretty much decimated of black businesses. You know, outside of churches, barbershops, salons, and restaurants, you know, there's not too many businesses that we own in the community.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, we have to become conscious of that and start to create more businesses, because right now we're living in an age where it's post-industrial age, so the trend of working 40 hours a week for 40 years at a time with a gold watch and a pension plan, those years are over.
Right.
So, you know, you have to think like an entrepreneur now.
Right.
So that's really why, you know, I said, well, let's create a film, because people are not reading books for the most part. Let's create a film that's educational but also entertaining as well, because, you know, people want to be entertained. This is entertainment, but at the same time, we can entertain you in, you know, to make a powerful message. You know, things, principles that you can apply. You know, like with Black Friday Part 2, we're currently working on that. It's called the Living Legacy Tour. And what we're doing is we're showing the living legacy that we have. We went to Barcelona, Spain, and when it's called the Black Madonna in Montserrat. You know, when you see another group of people praying to this Black Madonna, it does something to your psyche. It's like, okay, if these people are praying to me, what am I doing wrong? Running around here with my pants sagging, running around here, you know, clowning and acting a fool and not really understanding the power that's possessed within my DNA.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's really what we're touching on, because the root of the problem, you know, after screening the film over 100 times across the country, one of the root of the problem that I see is that we're suffering from what I'm calling identity theft. We basically don't know who we are. We're just running around and wearing our wealth. You know what I'm saying? Doing things to make it look like we have it going on, to make and make it, you know, we're part of society because we want to be accepted. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest part. We want other people to accept us.
Right.
Because we've been shunned for so long.
Right, and I'm glad you brought that up, because we've talked about that before on the show, where, you know, it's really about the mentality. You know, it starts with the mentality. If we don't believe that we're worth, you know, more, then we're not going to eat properly. You know, we're not going to take our businesses seriously. And then we have people coming from all other parts of the world, and they're being successful without even knowing the English language. You know, to me, that's huge, because we have an opportunity to stick together and start from young. You know, we can teach our children. We can pull them out of the system schools, you know, homeschool them and feed them the information that they really need in order to really get into their minds and just, like we were saying, brainwash, but in a positive way, so that when they become of age, you know, they're entrepreneurs at 14 and 15 and 16. And I don't mean street entrepreneurs, like real legit entrepreneurs, you know, so that we can have generational wealth, where we're focusing on better things, where we're not wearing $200 and $300 sneakers just because we want to feel accepted and fit in. So I applaud what you guys are doing, and I hope that we as a community can come behind you and support you in that, and not only having these screenings, but, you know, having discussions and workshops and really implementing the things that you guys are going to be teaching us through the film that you guys have put together.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. You know, David Banner says this all the time. He says, you know, black people don't like being black. And the reason why is because of the narrative that's here in America. You know what I'm saying? The narrative that we've gone through. So, you know, since you know, we've been pushed to the bottom, you know, we've been treated like nothing. The worst food, you know what I'm saying, which is how soul food came about, you know, chitlins and things like that. So the narrative that we have here in America is one that's is very bad, and it's one that, you know, hasn't really been praised. So we tend to lean to other people to give us that approval, to say, okay, we will accept you doing this, we'll accept you clowning, we'll accept you playing basketball, but that's about as far as we're going to accept you. So that's why in part two, before we can even really get the money right, we got to get our mind right. Because you can get the money, but if your mind isn't right, then you'll be broke in a year, you'll be broke in 6 months. You know what I'm saying? So you have to get the mind right, because when the mind is right, then that money is going to stay in the community. You're not going to have to tell us to go and support a black-owned business. We're going to go and support that black-owned business because we love ourselves and we want to see our brother and our sister empowered.
Right, exactly.
And, you know, in your opinion, how far away do you think we are from that? Because I know there are a lot of movements that are going on right now.
That's a very good question. My goal now, when I screen the film and we have these panels, if I could reach 3 out of 100, then I feel good. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of people, some people need to be, the energy of the spirit really just needs to be recycled. You know what I'm saying? I know that may be harsh, that may be cold, but I think we're living in an age now where the frequency of thought and the frequency is speeding up so fast, and we're going into such an age of enlightenment that if you're not on that frequency, you're not on that path, then you're not going to be able to exist on this plane. So some of those people, I feel, will be recycled and come back in another form. Come back cleansed, come back pure. So to say, you know, how far we are away from that, I couldn't put a date, a time, or anything on it. You know, I'm just enjoying the journey, enjoying the experience, and you know, doing my best to touch, awaken, affect the ones that I can.
Right. And do you think we as a community could be doing more? You know, and if so, what could we? Because I know you guys are filmmakers, so you're using that gift in order to reach people in that way. But how, as a community, can we come together to support? Because I see, you know, I see people, black men, you know, specifically being discouraged every day because the way the system is set up. We want to do things the right way, you know, but we're not getting the jobs, or, you know, we're not getting paid as much, or we're doing everything we can, and, you know, I don't child support or something, you know, takes us down. What can we do as a community to, you know, bond together and really push this thing forward?
Well, here's the thing right here. Our narrative here in America is that one where we've been detached from our homeland, we've been detached from our language, we've been detached from our traditions, from our culture, and placed in a place to where there were laws put on the book where we couldn't read and we couldn't write. So if you take a person and you detach them or you disconnect them from who they are, their culture, their traditions, their language, their land, and you have an empty slate, and you make it against the law for these people to read, which, you know, the group that I'm talking about is our ancestors who were here. So now you program them into what you want them to be, because now you have an empty slate, because you can't read, you can't write. You don't know your traditions, you don't know your culture. You're not connected to that. So now you have an empty slate. So now that you have an empty slate, you can program this group of people to be what you want them to be. And what America has done is programmed us to be consumers. The way we're programmed to be consumers is through media. Mass media, TV, radio. So we're so hooked on that because that gives us some sense of identity. But we're so hooked on media, radio, TV, social media. If you look at those, if you look at the Nielsen reporting, we're the #1 group of people that subscribe to any form of media. Whether it's TV, whether it's radio. You know what I'm saying? And this is not a coincidence. This is done by design. So the thing that we need to do is we need to go on a media fast. We need to unplug from media so that we can actually listen to our DNA, our inner self thought. Because within our DNA is everything that we need to reprogram ourselves to be the people that we are. The thing about nature is nature, no matter, you take weeds, you take bushes, you take trees, it always grows back to its natural state. So no matter how you cut it, no matter how you trim it, it's still going to go back to its natural state. So because within that existence of the plant, of the human being, is the DNA, it's his original DNA. So we already have everything that we need within us. We just have to tap into that by unplugging from media. You got to go on a media fast. When you go on a media fast, you think differently, you talk differently, you walk differently. You know what I'm saying? I live in the west side of Atlanta, Georgia, right? Right here, you know, where the AU Center and all of this is in West End. I don't know if y'all familiar with West End in Atlanta. It's one of the most cultural places in the city. But it's also the hood, the quote unquote hood of Atlanta, right?
Right.
But I see my young brothers walking the street with the headphones on, and it's just their program, and they're just gone. Rapping. And Bob says, I'm sure y'all see this in DC and Maryland too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I say they gone to the world of hip hop. They gone to the land of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So hip hop has their mind control, and that's because of the media and what they're inputted into their psyche.
Right.
So media is what's controlling the people. It has always been what controls people. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I think one of the main things we need to do before we can do anything. Because if I give you money, I can teach you how to make money. But if I teach you how to make money and your mind isn't right, you're not going to properly know how to handle that money or how to manage that money, because that's what's happening now. The $1.2 trillion that's coming through the black community is being mismanaged. It's being mismanaged. You know what I'm saying? Right here in West End, you don't even own a black-owned grocery store. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You don't even own a black-owned grocery store.
Is that for the whole Atlanta?
Say again?
Is that the whole Atlanta?
Yeah, the whole Atlanta, we don't own a black-owned grocery store. So the thing about it is, you know, another race of people can come and set up a grocery store in our community, and we'll flood it and support it like it's our home. What's wrong with the psyche or the mind of the people that do that? And I love my people, but I say this in love. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with the mind and the psyche of the people that would do that? Will allow somebody else to come and set up a grocery store in your community, and you'll support it like it's your own. But they won't even put the black-owned laundry detergent in the grocery store that's manufactured right here in Atlanta. Because I know the owner, he's going to the grocery store and ask them to put the detergent in the grocery store.
Yeah, we definitely have to fix this support system, because I mean, like we always say, it starts at home. When we're not taking care of one another, no one else is going to do it. You know, and I've seen the laundry detergent, and I need to buy some. I've seen it on Instagram, so I want to make sure we do that. But I don't know, it's just so important. That's why I applaud you guys for what you're doing, and you know, trudging forward into something that's not easy. It's not easy. How do you change the whole mindset of a people? You know, it's not an easy task. And so I hope that just like I said, through supporting and encouraging and participating is the key, and what you guys are doing can help us get further along.
Sure.
So, I mean, you know, that's where we are. So when you ask that question, that's a very perplexed or complex question, I would say. That's a very complex question, because me just looking at it, unfortunately, I don't think everybody's going to be saved. I mean, everybody's going to have an awakening. I don't see that. So if I could reach 3 out of 100, we're having these talk backs, we're having these screening, and I feel some sense of accomplishment.
Yes, Brother Rick and Kris, to add on to what Brother Rick is saying, you mentioned, a teachable moment, in my profession, in many professions, they have what's called teachable moments where individuals, go through various emotional stages, even, the grieving process or death or loss of a job. Sometimes people gotta have a awakening. And that's actually a chapter in my book, no plug, but,
sometimes they have to have a what now?
An awakening. And a situation that causes them to reflect on life. I mean, near death, near drowning, loss of job, loss of a loved one, something psychologically going on. I mean, and I look at even, history, and I say that if, the situations like 9/11, the President Obama getting elected, President Trump being elected, and the Charleston shooting did not wake you up about something to think critically in the world and to want to have the right information in the world and what's going on in history and how the power relations in the society are maneuvered, then some people are actually still dead. And unfortunately, in a Harriet Tubman type of understanding, like you said, not everybody is going to, have this aspiration, this awakening. And so, again, that's where, under warfare dynamic is, called triage in a sense, where we work with the willing, the workers, the alive, come together in a close-knit collective and say that we know that we need to build something for ourselves and we need to be productive. Individuals, we need to be enlightened, because that's where the transformation is going to come through, and an intellectual enlightenment about the world. And you spoke, and you said we could get all the money in the world, but if there's not a corresponding consciousness to that, it's just going to go right back to our oppressors.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what we have to start with. I mean, it's I would say we're just at a very interesting crossroad right now. With everything that's going on in the world, with the state that we're in, it's just time for a change, and there's going to have to be some type of purpose in order for the change to take place.
Yeah. So again, just to let everybody know, this is we have Rick Mathis on the line. Kris, if you want to do it, so we have Black Friday coming up here, coming this Sunday, 1 p.m. here at Everlasting Life restaurant, vegan restaurant. Get yourself some good food as well. Here. Yeah, bro. You know how we do, right?
Yeah, I'm excited. Looking forward to the food, man.
Yeah, Dr. Root right here in the background doing production. So again, film features, Black billionaire Mike Roberts. Man, looking forward to hearing from him. And Les Brown, he always drops some. Is Ona in this too, Brother Rick?
Is who, Ona?
Yes, that's Les Brown.
Yeah, Ona is in this line.
Okay, good. Yeah, so is she on my Facebook? I don't know if she's looking, but sometimes she check in. Ona Brownish, Dr. Boyce Watkins, who's just here in D.C. Matter of fact, he may be still in town. Chuck D, Public Enemy. We know Griff always coming around every day getting some vegan food. And the real Rick Ross, right? Not the Rick Ross. And I hear Rick Ross is opening some chicken spots all over. And Ice-T. Everybody know Ice-T and Ice Cube. Right, we'll talk about that too, right? Yeah, and a few others. Donnie McClurkin. I know you have Donnie McClurkin in it, correct?
Oh yeah, so so it definitely will be an exciting and entertaining film to watch. Right. It's really going to spark a lot of questions in your head.
Agreed.
And the discussion that I'm always intrigued by discussion that happens afterwards.
Absolutely.
You know,
yes,
because
sir.
people are motivated and they are, stimulated. So that's what the film does. It opens them up.
So make sure you guys go check that out. Again, they can register on Eventbrite, so check it out. If you want to see the trailer, you can also go to the film blackfriday.com. So you can just take a look and see what it's all about. You guys got the inside scoop with us today, but if you still want to see that trailer, make sure you go and do that once again on the film blackfriday.com. Do we have any other questions? I want to thank you, Mr. Rick Mathis, for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Sure. And we look forward to this event on Sunday.
All right. Thanks, brother.
Looking forward to being in D.C.
All right, brother. Thank you, brother.
All right, thank you. Y'all have a great day.
Yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. I will make sure I'll be here. Like you said, the discussion to me is one of the key parts, because when we are at home or we're in the theater and we just kind of go back to our own space, you may have a million thoughts, but when you're in a room and you have the energy of other like-minded people and you get to, bounce off your ideas and have your questions answered, especially when you have the creators of the film as a part of it, that's a whole nother level. So I encourage you guys to come out and check it out. If you're not able to make it, definitely support the film. Once again, that's the film blackfriday.com. I'm sure they have all the details in regard to where there may be future screenings. But we want to see you here. Again, that's this Sunday, June 25th, 1 p.m. right here at Everlasting Life Restaurant.
Yes. All right.
So I know we have other things that are coming up at Everlasting. There's always
there is something coming up. Shall I mention?
Yeah, mention.
Yeah, let's go ahead. So interesting. So July the 23rd, we're gonna have a panel discussion on Tupac.
Oh.
Yeah. With a little bit of serious consciousness added to it, because we have a gentleman. He wrote a book called The FBI War on Tupac.
Okay.
And this is going to go through the discussion about the counterintelligence program. Now, this is a white guy, but he's been a revolutionary. He's been researching the counterintelligence program. His book is called The FBI War Against Tupac and Other Black Leaders. So he talks about, the Malcolm X and the Panthers, Huey P. Newton, and Fred Hampton, the MOVE organization. What we saw. Oh, you gotta see the movie. And when you see that and then listen to him,
right?
Oh man, and brother Jared Ball, he's a professor at Morgan State. We did a Malcolm X Day in Baltimore a month ago, and he said, if you didn't read this book and you go see the Tupac movie, that was before it came out. Right. He said you still won't know what's going on with Tupac, and you'll see in the movie how. I'm sorry, but
don't give too much.
Yeah. But just the interaction, shall I say, between the law enforcement and, of course, some things we know about his mother and Assata Shakur and Matulu Shakur, but that thing kind of kept going, and for quite some time. The targeting of Tupac, and so we never know, but some things going to be revealed that many people may not be aware of with this film. So I'm just capitalizing off of the momentum that the film is doing and bringing, reaching some people that need to know, that need to be here, some influencers in the entertainment industry, so that they'll know, people are watching, people are creating conditions with these artists, right? So, yes.
Right, and again, it's July 23rd.
July 23rd, yeah, we'll have a lot of time. I haven't even got the flyer out for that, but yeah, that's going to be coming real soon. But FBI War on Tupac panel discussion with some industry people and some other folks.
Perfect, right here on Everlasting Life.
Yeah, it's going down.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Kris.
Dr. Rook is here, but he's on the technical side. Any input, he's going to stay on the technical side. All right, well, I got the nod. We're going to close out. I thank you guys for tuning in and watching. If you have questions, please feel free to make comments below. We're going to be checking the page. If you do have questions, we'll make sure that we get it to the right person and get you the answers that you need. But if not, we'll see you next time right here back on the Elife Parlor Show with Dr. Baruch and Kris Murray. Take care.
All right. Peace, everybody.